Okay, so the session's topic is Python, the game changer. What is the game changer? So game changer means very significant, very new. Okay. Now we call something as game changer when we expect something and someone does something which is not expected. So someone comes and does unexpected and something turns out to be new to us. We call that a game changer. The reason why I named the session as game changer is Python is going to be like the savior of this pandemic situation. Okay, that's why I named it game changer. So as we get into the session, you will get to know how it is. Okay, fine. So about me first, this is me. I have a startup called Alson's Technology Services LLP. I founded it in 2015. I have been a trainer since my college days. Okay, I used to work and train people on robotic stuff. So as I was completing my college, I started my startup. Okay, Alsons, and I've been training since then, even before that. So basically, I was a total trainer from the beginning of my career, and I'm like still training people. I have trained almost like 10,000 students as of now. Okay, I used to go visit colleges. Okay, go to different states in India, even outside India, and I've trained people on various technologies. I used to be a robotics trainer alone when I started my career, but as time moved, I got into IoT, then Python based stuff like computer vision, web development, and machine learning, all those stuffs. So basically, I train people on any new tech. Okay, whatever new tech comes, I learn them and like teach. Okay, fine. So that's it. So this is it. So and the other thing is I involve in training students for competitions. People come to me for competitions like Smart India Hackathon. Smart India Hackathon is a Indian level, national level competition for different technologies things, and I train students for that. And even my students have won and nationally, they've come up first and second in different times. And the other thing is we do products and projects on recent tech, mostly IoT. We have installed IoT systems in different companies, and we have even done a robot, okay, which is said to be installed. It's ready, and ready to be installed in a hotel, okay, in a restaurant. So that's about me in short. So that is one side of me is the trainer, other side is the developer. Or but to tell you, I didn't start my career as a programmer. Okay, I was a robotics trainer. I was into hardware stuff. Got into Raspberry Pi and all those stuffs. I learned Python, and Python is what made me a programmer, a coder. Okay, it was Python which made me a programmer, and I'm into web development, app development, all that now. Okay, and thanks to Python, that's why I want to share this. Okay. Now coming to the topic, Python, the game changer. So what we'll be seeing in this session is we'll see COVID trends. Basically, you would have seen the COVID trends in most of the webinar sessions. How COVID had affected many industries and job market. But I'll just show you a simple slide and then move off. Okay, basically, you know the situation now. So I don't want to spend time in telling you again the same thing. What the trend is. Basically, everywhere there's job loss, and everywhere there is worries. So the solution is what I'm going to show you. So as you know, uh, yep. So this is what you will see in 2010 as of some research based on a newspaper and some magazine. This is what you may most likely see in 2016. I mean 2021. So you'll see more layoffs. Basically, the layoffs will going to continue, even though the COVID has slowed down. But still, the layoffs will continue because the industries, most of the industries, have not yet started. Especially in Gulf and all that, people are still under worries because the jobs are still at the air. So layoffs will still continue, and there are certain jobs which won't return at all. Okay, people are looking for automation alternatives. Certain jobs it won't return at all, and the job roles will differ. Okay, and the other thing is job openings will be very less. Okay, you can't expect more job openings. That's very clearly known to everyone. The other one, more salary negotiations. This means is uh people are ready to pay you more. Okay, there are employees who are ready to pay you more, but you'll be asked to do multiple stuffs for a single salary package. That's what is happening everywhere. I see. Okay, my friends and my colleagues who were with me, I see, like they are asked to do multiple works, multiple jobs for a single salary package. People are expecting multi-talented people now. Okay, not just in one set of skills. And the final one is people are going to change careers. This is what is happening. This is happening already. So people have to shift. Okay, that's how automation is taking over the world. Robots are going to be very important now. Okay, so you'll see automation everywhere, and people have to change careers. They have to acquire new skills and change fields. So this is the global job market as of now. And as you know, the solution is the last one, acquiring skills. The only solution is you have to adapt yourself by acquiring new skills. So that's what the good news is. The good news is, okay, you saw the scary one first. This is scary. So the good news is skill acquisition is easy. It's not tough. Everything is made online now. It's not like old times. You get really good, like courses. I mean, learning stuff online. So skill acquisition is not that difficult now. And the second good news is employees are ready to pay you more. Exactly. So what this means is, see, job loss doesn't mean you'll be paid low. You will be paid more. In fact, okay. What I've seen is you'll be asked to pay more. I mean, you'll be paid more, and employees will be asked you to do more work. That's what you have to do more work, but you'll be paid more. Okay. And the final one is technology growth is tremendous. This is really a good. This is really like what to say, a very good thing, because technology is going to power all the jobs now. Technology will be powering all the jobs. So there is growth, even though there is pandemic. Technology growth hasn't stopped. In fact, the COVID situation has pushed it more far. Okay, so these are the good news. And what is all these things come up to? So you need to have a new skill. Okay, and for that skill, the employee should be ready to pay you more, and that skill has to be on the side of technology. Okay, not like accounting jobs or something. So it has to be a technology related skill, and employee should be ready to pay you more for the skill, and it should be easy to acquire. And the only solution I would give, okay, the solution I would give is Python, because you get all these three for this Python thing. Okay, the Python programming language is like, I would say, I used to show this to people, this slide to people, just like how it lifts, from the current situation. Python is going to be the savior for the current trend. And why do you think so? Why do you think so? Why do you think I say Python is the savior? Let me have your thoughts before showing mine. Why do you think Python? I call Python the savior. I show you three reasons before the slide. Skill acquisition should be easy. Okay, because Python is something new and diverse. See, the reason why I have this picture in front of you is you can see a man, pushing someone. I mean, taking someone up from the very bottom. Okay, so most of the people who lost jobs or without programming background or coding background. Okay, those who are losing jobs now, they might be in some sort of admin work. Okay, because admin works are going to be automated in some time. So most of these clerical works. Okay, clerical works are the ones which is being lost. So those people are basically not from the programming background. They're not coders basically. Now Python, the reason why I call it savior is you don't have to be a coder or a programmer before getting into Python. You can just start off. It is easy. Okay, it is easy. It is simple. It looks simple, and that's the reason why Python. Why I call Python is, yeah, it is easy, quick, and simple. So basically, all these three means the same thing. It is easy to learn, and it looks simple and quick in the sense within short code. Okay, yeah, the coding will be like 2 or 3 lines, but you can do a lot compared to other programming language. Okay, you can do a lot with just 5 lines of code. You don't have to write tens and hundreds of lines of code to do something. Okay, so that's what Python's specialty is. It looks like, just someone said it, it looks like English. See, easy to understand, near English. Yeah, it looks like normal English. Can easily learn about it. Okay, and it's quick. The programming, the coding is, you'll have like 4 to 5 lines of code, and you can achieve a lot with that. And it looks simple. Okay, so this is the first and foremost reason why Python is going to save many people, inshallah. Okay, and the second reason, it's open source. So what does it mean? Why open source is an advantage? Why Python is an open source programming language? Why do you say open source an advantage for newly learning people or new people? Anyone can use it. Exactly, someone has said it. Community support. Exactly, that's what I want. I mean here, open source, it's free basically, but that's not the advantage. The main advantage is community support. Someone has said it. Very good, Muzammil Mukhtar. Great. So community support. So when something is open source, you get a lot of support from people around you. You have any doubts, you can get it cleared just like that. You don't have to, wait a lot. People around you will be able to clear your doubts. You don't have to wait for professionals. Okay, there are lots of people, there are a lot of forums available just to clear your doubts alone. Okay, so being an open source, that's the main advantage. You have great community for Python, and you might be knowing Python community is growing like anything, exponential growth. I'll show you some chart. Okay, how Python community is growing recently. That's the other one, and the other one is huge set of libraries. Now libraries, uh, they're very important because libraries make things easy. You don't have to code everything from the very base. Libraries make life easier. If you are a programmer, a coder already, you would have known how libraries are very useful. So Python, being an open source software and being a community supported programming language, it has huge set of libraries. You won't think that you'll have a library for something. Like for example, you may think whether there will be library for some problem you have, but obviously you will find a library. Someone, even if, let's say I am a Tamil guy. Okay, I can write my own library just like that using Python to show Tamil text. Or if you're from Malaysia, you can write your own Python library to print Malay text. So basically, being an open source software, people just putting in their own libraries, and you'll be finding very easy. Okay, very useful. And the fourth reason, highly compatible and platform independent. What does this mean? Now, what does this mean? Highly compatible and platform independent. See, Python doesn't need a special environment for you to learn and explore things. There are even compilers available for Python in mobile. You can try Python codes in mobile. Okay, so basically, you can learn from your mobile phone. It doesn't need any special environment. There are certain languages where you need to install certain softwares. Okay, you have to set up the environment ready, and it might take a lot of resources from your laptop. You don't have all that in Python. You can just use your notepad and start working with Python. A notepad is enough, or even your command prompt is enough. okay, to start learning Python. Now, because of this, it is since it is platform independent, Python has huge set of applications. You can see the screen, right? And these are only few. These are only few. Python applications are huge. I've just now gave the so basically you'll see everything. You'll see all sorts of use cases in Python. Uh, uh, Even if you're a medical even if you're from medical background, even there you'll see a Python use case. Civil engineers use Python, or animation people, they use Python. So basically, Python being a platform independent thing, you can do anything with Python. Okay, now coming to the next thing, Python's growth. So I was telling you, I'll show you some chart on how Python is growing among new people, basically new people, especially new people, new coders or new programmers are embracing Python. Okay, they actually they have the confidence to get into programming field just because there is Python. I know people, I know students, you used to get afraid of like C programming or even Java when they I have taught people, and I've seen how students struggle to learn Java from the beginning. But Python, since it is easy, people get the confidence and they readily get into the stuff. They readily get into learning. Now, because of that, you see this growth. Now, this is from Stack Overflow. We can see the programming language popularity. While all other programming languages are declining at some point, you can see this yellow line how Python keeps growing steadily. Okay, uh, all other major program language, you can see they are like shifting down. But Python, since new people are embracing it, new programmers are embracing it, the support or the questions are related to Python are increasing. You see this thing, this one. Now this is based on the questions asked in Stack Overflow. Okay, you can see how the growth is exponential here. There is exponential growth, and from 2014 to 2018, this is just up to 2018, the growth was exponential because more people got into Python. Okay, so this is what I want to show in the beginning, and this is based on the jobs. Indeed.com is a job platform, job related platform. You can see the jobs being posted related to Python here. So basically, everyone is requiring Python. So who do you think uses Python here? Now, when there is growth among Python using people, there should be some big players using it, right? So who do you think uses Python in the first place? Any companies you can name? Like which company uses Python in the first place? Now, banks. Someone has said banks. Banks are using Python. Okay. Major MNCs. Okay. Some popular companies. Some company which is really popular for using Python. So after you learn Python, where do you expect to get placed? Amazon. Python is used pretty much by every company. Okay. So pretty much every company uses Python. That's why the growth. You saw the exponential growth, right, in the questions being asked in Stack Overflow, and how the job market is looking for Python related people. Now that's because every company you name is getting into Python in some way. Basically, when you speak about JavaScript or Java, they have like limited applications, right? Okay, you can name a few how where JavaScript is used, but Python, you saw the application thing right before the screen. Since it can be used in wide variety of use cases, Python is used by every company in some way. For example, Facebook might be using Python for the backend purpose. Okay, and it may also use Python for the machine learning related stuff. Instagram is using Python for backend development. Even this Pinterest is using Python for backend development, for the server related stuff, and for machine learning stuff. So basically, since Python, its use is various. It has wide variety of applications. It is used by pretty much every company. Even a small company. Let's say there's a website development company. Even they might be using Python for development backend, and front end they might be something else. So even what I'm coming to say here is Python is commanding in position. It's in commanding position. Even though there is other programming languages, you may use JavaScript for front end, but Python is going to be the backend for most of the applications. The main application of Python is backend development. You must have learned, known Django and Flask web frameworks. People are using those frameworks mainly for the backend development. So most of the companies you name, they'll be using in Python somehow. And why I'm saying this? Why I'm saying this is you can get jobs related to Python in most of the companies. Okay, in most of the companies, some people might be having that you want to get placed in Google. Okay, they would have some career ambition like I want to get placed in Google or Facebook or NASA or whatever. So you can find Python use case in any company. Okay, it doesn't mean it has to be a mobile development company or web development company or IoT based company. Whatever you name, whether hardware or software or AR, you have this VR stuff. Okay, augmented reality, virtual reality. So wherever you go, you will find Python use case, and that's a very good advantage. Now coming to the next question, the applications. In which are the main applications of Python, which are on top? You saw so many. I saw you so many. I showed you so many before. These are the top applications. These are some of the applications. But the top five I've selected and did some research to give you an insight about it. The reason why we did that is after you start learning Python, you should have an idea where to get into. So the top five I've selected based on research are these. Okay. These are the top five applications of Python as of now. Okay. Now, these are not numbered. Okay, just top five. There's nothing like first, second, and third. Web development is highly used field for Python, but machine learning. The reason why I gave machine learning here on the first place is Python's growth is due to machine learning. See, machine learning was a field of it used to be a field of high programming experts. Okay, people used to have statistics. They used to know statistics, probability knowledge, and all that. A lot of maths is involved. Now people used to be like they used to call themselves genius. Okay, to get in, I'm a machine learning expert, which means I'm a genius. It was the case before Python entered into the field. There are other programming languages, but as soon as Python got into this machine learning, AI, and deep learning stuff, it was like you don't have to know have deeper knowledge. You don't have to know, even I would say you don't have to know max at all. Okay, even though machine learning is all about max and statistics, I would say to do simple applications you don't even need max with Python. Okay, you can straight, you have ready-made libraries. If you know the use case, you can just use the library and make something out of it. So that's the main advantage of machine learning. Okay, Python in machine learning. And also Python, the other reason why machine learning embraces Python is considered to be a slow language. Okay, keep that in mind. It is not fast as C++. Okay, it is considered comparatively a slower language compared to C++. Let's say, but Python can be a wrapper for most of the languages. For example, there is a machine learning library or deep learning library called TensorFlow. Most of you must have known it. Now, TensorFlow is written on C++ in the backside. In the core, it is actually C++ library, but it is being wrapped with Python. So on the outside, what you see is a Python programming thing. On the outside, you see Python programming, but inside it is C++ in some way. Now, this is how Python has embraced other programming languages. The compatibility has come because Python can be a wrapper for other programming languages. That is why machine learning took Python to the top level. I would say machine learning took Python to the top level. AI, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, all these things are the ones which took Python to the hype. We have this hype now, right? That is because of this machine learning thing. And the third one is game development. Game development is a very old industry where Python is being used. Very old in the sense Python has been used. Python is known for game development. Okay, and even now, Python is known for game development. Some of the famous games like let's say I think PUBG. I'm not sure, but some of the famous games even now like it should be PUBG. I heard it's PUBG or the what is it Battlefield something. Okay, some Battlefield something. All these are made with Python. Okay, so game development is other useful industry, and I'm telling you, game development is going to be huge. Okay, it is a very big industry which is coming up. Okay, so Python's use case is very high in game development. The logics, I'll show you the roles, different roles available for each and every uh, application. And the fourth one is GUI. Now this is basically software development. Okay, you can get ready desktop applications or softwares using Python really easy. Okay, and the fifth one is web scraping. And this web scraping is like you search for data related stuff in the web pages. Now this is not big now, but as you know very well, data is going to be the fuel for the upcoming world. It is already the fuel, but it is going to play a very major role in everything. So web scraping is going to get big. Okay, the reason why I have it the fifth place is web scraping or data mining. You can try data mining. Okay, or okay. The those related stuffs are going to get big in some time. Even now we speak about privacy and all that with WhatsApp, right? So basically, people are going to search for each and every data from web pages, from your mobile platforms, and all that. And I'll tell you, you'll be paid a lot for doing that. I'm not speaking of whether it is ethical or not ethical here, but you'll be paid a lot for getting data from somewhere. And web scraping will help you do that. Okay, you can scrape web pages and get useful data. And web scraping is also helping mobile development, app development. Most of the apps you have now, they get the data automatically through web scraping. Okay, they take data from website and show it in the app, and web scraping is helping that. So these are top five as of I have selected. There are other applications. Okay, you may number someone as something as five, but these are according to me as the top five. Now coming to the roles available in each and everything. Now these are the job roles. The reason why I want you to show the job roles in each and every application is Python doesn't have a single use case in each and every field. For example, you take this machine learning thing. When you learn Python for machine learning thing, you won't be simply called a machine learning engineer alone. Okay, machine learning has a wide variety of applications for Python. Okay, so you can be a machine learning engineer where you'll be asked to identify the algorithms for a certain use case. That's what a machine learning engineer does. He'll be asked to identify which algorithm or which model to use for which use case. Or you may be a data scientist where you'll be asked to like uh, format all sort of data and all that. NLP scientist is all about natural language processing. Okay, NLP. You may need to like work on speech, natural speech, and that's about machine learning. And for when it comes to web development, there are other job roles in web development, but mostly when it comes to web development in Python, people will hire you only for backend developer. Mostly 90%, because front end with Python is not yet up to the mark. There are libraries available for front end with Python like Kiwi and all that. There is something like Kiwi, but Python's front end use is not much. Most probably people will use Python for only backend. Okay, in most of the cases, even if they hire you, they will ask you to learn backend frameworks like Django and Flask. And third one is software development. So basically you'll be asked to create desktop apps. I know people who have learned you have earned a lot with software development. I know people who have created useful softwares for IT companies like BPOs, okay, or KPOs, where they develop softwares which automate the task. For example, if you take people working in BPOs and all that, they basically work on spreadsheets, like spreadsheets, right? Spreadsheets and Word files and all that. Now, Python developers, they create softwares which automatically does that work, and they sell it for hefty price. I tell you, okay, they sell these softwares for hefty price to IT companies for developing simple softwares which automate daily task. Okay, so that is another industry where you can really get placed. It's a very upcoming industry for non-programming background people. For those who are not good in programming, or if you're not from IT background mostly, if you are into some sort of clerical works, you can get started with software development or GUI development or automation, simple automation. That'll help you to get into Python very easily. The fourth one, game development. Again, as I told you, it's not a single. You won't be called as a game developer. It's not this. It's like that, nothing like that. You may be asked to develop UI, okay, for the games, or gameplay, which means the plan. Gameplay is actually the logics. Game you will be asked to write the logics for a game, okay, and it's a very tough task. With Python, it's easy. Okay, so basically you'll be asked to write the logics behind any game. Network communications, how you have all these now server based games, right? Everyone is not playing alone now. There's no single game play. Everything is a multiplayer game now. People from different parts of the world, they group together and play, right? That's what is coming up now. So network communication, other important thing. And finally, AI. Now this is a really important thing in games. I don't know whether you see this application, AI application, another thing, but in games you can very well see how AI is helping. Okay, and fifth one, as I told you, web scraper, web crawler. Now both might be called as the same role, but they have some differences. Okay, web scraper is someone who get in web pages, and web crawler is actually he can even get into data, uh, database and all that. Now, these are some of the job roles. Some of the job roles. Again, as I told you, Python has huge set of applications. Depending on your interest, you can choose one. If you want to be an animation expert, Python is a tool. Okay, you have. I think the software's name is Blender. Blender is an open source animation software. You can create 3D animation with Python. I used it. I used it when I was doing my masters. I did a robotic arm. Okay, when I was doing my masters, I was doing a robotic arm, and I used Blender for simulation purpose. I simulated a robotic arm using Blender in a 3D environment, and then I did it in real. So the first step was to do in simulation. I showed it in graphics. I used Blender for that, which is Python based. Then I showed it in the real case. So that was my master's project. So you can try that. And salary packages. Now this is taken before these are taken before 2020 COVID pandemic situation. Okay, so this was the case before that, but now uh, it might have increased. Okay, the salary packages might have increased now. So basically, a machine learning expert can earn up to 116K ringgits. Okay, Malaysian ringgits, right? So it's 116K. I don't know how much it is in Indian value, but this is for machine learning expert. Machine learning experts, data scientists, or what to say, deep learning experts are the highly paid people nowadays. Okay, and IoT people, IoT experts, IoT, machine learning. These are our data scientists. These are the highly paying jobs now, or fancy jobs, I would say, because everywhere there is a need for accessing data and learning from the data. Okay, because learning from the data has increased sales for every industry. Okay, getting to know people's mentality or people's mood is highly in need. So machine learning is going to rise like anything. And the second one is web development, as I told you. Now this is an average package. for web development guy, 79K per annum, up to 79K per annum for an expert maybe. But if you can do uh front end too, now this is only for back end, I would say. If you can do front end too, if you can bring the UI too properly in a mobile app or website, you'll be paid more. And game development, this is it, 60K. So game development, the salary packages for game development will vary from country to country. It's not standard. Okay, basically, in certain countries, game development is a priority. So those countries will really give you more for developing. Web scraping is there in every country now. Web scraping is a low level application though, but it's coming up. It's coming up. So this is the package as I have seen. Now these details are taken from no websites like Glassdoor and Payscale. Okay, so these might be more. Most probably this will be more. Okay, what you see here might be the lowest one. I know people who are I know people in India itself who are getting more paid more than this. GUI software development is other one. Again, GUI software development can make you an entrepreneur yourself, because as it's a personal experience. I have a personal experience with someone who developed a simple GUI software for a company, and as I told you, he sold it for a hefty price. You won't for a big IT company. Okay, so that can make you an entrepreneur, and they can help you, have your own company. Now, how to get started? This is a question. So Python is going to be important. So Python is there for people who have either lost jobs or who are in the afraid of losing jobs. Now, how to get started? What do you think is the best way to start learning Python, guys? See, as far as there are some statistics. It says almost 50% of the people, more than 50, I would say, more than 50% of the people who subscribe for courses, they don't complete it. See, it's a tendency. It's a human tendency uh, to subscribe for courses when you come to know it's offered for free for some time. Let's say even in WhatsApp or Telegram, I used to receive those coupon codes and all that for certain courses. Sometimes often I get the messages, and whether the subject is related to me or not, I go and subscribe it. Now this is a human tendency. Okay, but what makes you to get into it exactly and finish the course or make use of the course? Easy to give up because not interested deeply. They're in a hurry to achieve goals. Maybe because they enter without have complete information. This course is suitable for them or they okay. Okay, see, most often when they hear Python is going to be very important, what they do is they try to learn thoroughly, right? Because people say it is easy. Python is easy, so let's learn thoroughly. That's what people think. But this doesn't work. You can't learn Python thoroughly. It doesn't work basically. There are courses which goes for 40, 50 hours or 100 hours, which says like, see, I'm not discouraging you, but I'm just telling you the fact. Uh, People get into Python before even they actually use it. Someone said it boring, right? So before even they actually use it for some use cases, they get bored, because just like any programming language, as Python gets advanced or as you enter into advanced concept, it is going to be complicated. Python is easy to start. Okay, keep that in mind. Python is easy to start, but obviously as you enter into deeper concepts, it is going to get complicated. So learning thoroughly doesn't work in most of the cases, especially for non-programming background people, or someone from other other fields, or not from programming background. So basically, you start good, but at some point you feel like, okay, let's stop this and go to something else. You start good, you'll go through properly, but then at some point you'll feel like, okay, I don't think this is my field, I don't this is my plate. So let's get into something else. So you divert your attention, your interest to something else. Now that's because you try to get into, you try to learn thoroughly. It doesn't work. So please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to learn thoroughly. Basically, that's why most of the people go out of track. Now, what you should do is you should basically do this. You should start learning the basics. Okay, the bare minimum basics, I would say. You start learning from them. Then immediately you should have an application, or you should try to imply or apply them onto a use case. Then again you learn the remaining, you learn some more, and then you apply. This should be the cycle. Now this is what works especially with Python. Now the problem with Python, beginner to advanced or zero to hero, there are courses like that. I'm not blaming them. I'm not, there's nothing wrong in their course. But the problem with us, okay, those who are learning, okay, those who are learning is, now you just can't keep learning. It doesn't work. So immediately, as soon as you learn something, it has to be applied somewhere, and you have to see something happening with the code. That's what I have seen among my students. There was a guy who came to me once. He was from TCS, okay, Tata Communication Services. Tata Com Services, it's a global company, right? Now he was a manager. He was from the he was a lead. He was a manager, some kind of thing. Now, he came to me asking me to teach Arduino. I was taking robotics. He was asking me to teach him Arduino and Raspberry Pi and all that. So I was asking him, see, sir, so why do you want to learn Arduino? You are already 50 plus, and you are in some managing position. So I don't think is Arduino related to you. That's what I asked him. Now he said this. He says, see, I've been programming for 30 plus years. I was programming for 30 plus years. But the thing with IT companies, and most IT companies now, uh, I'm saying what he said, okay? So most of the companies is, we don't actually see what is happening with our code. That's what he said. He said that he is not seeing what is happening with the code. Either if you're into app development, you can see, but most of the time you're asked to work on a single module of a bigger project. So it takes months and years to finally see the output for the work you do. Now, so this guy said, I want to see something happening with my code. I want to see some robot moving. I want to see some wheels running with my code. Now, this is what is going to drive the interest in you. Only when you see what is happening with your code, only when you have the confidence something can be done with your code, you will get the interest to learn more and more. Okay, so that is the concept, and that's how we teach here, IT Learn Academy. So I'll give you the path. So basically, what I want to say is, I'll just show you the path we have now for the Python session. We have done this in India, and I'm happy to say, uh, last year, it was like 10 months before we launched it, and we have like 3,000 plus learners already, alhamdulillah. Okay, guys, let me show. This is the path we're going to follow. We'll start with Python basics, then we'll get into automation. Automation is basically about automating your own tasks. Okay, how to uh, automate your daily tasks. The reason why most of the people leave Python is they don't see a personal use case. Okay, they don't see a personal use case. So that's why they leave Python and go. Now, what we do here is, after teaching you the Python basics thing, we immediately tell you how to use Python for your personal use case, like how to automate your email stuff, how to make fun with Python. So that's what we do with automation here. Okay. Then immediately get into the web development part. Which is very important, the highly used Python application. Then computer vision, and then machine learning. Now coming to the next thing, what you do here, you basically start drawing. Someone said turtle, right? Someone said I have started learning turtle. So that's what we use here. You learn Python basics by drawing. It's not like you learn and then do. What we do here is, you learn by doing. Okay, we make you draw something, Okay, give you use cases. Okay, then we ask you the solution, and we make you think for the solution, and then arrive at a concept. For every problem, there will be a solution, and the solution teaches you a new concept. You keep this in mind. For every problem, there will be a solution, and that solution will teach you a new concept. So that's the mantra. Okay, that's the mantra. Keep that in mind. That's what we follow here. We don't teach you everything and then make you do. We make you do something and teach you based on that. And then we automate your, as I told you, personal tasks, fun stuff. Then you create web pages and backend server with development. And computer vision is doing magic with Python. It's really good to do computer vision tasks. Computer vision is a $2 billion industry. Okay, it's growing like anything. It includes machine learning, everything. It's a very you'll find very interesting when you get into computer vision. And then machine learning. Okay, we'll kickstart the machine learning and do something really useful. Uh, so what we cover here in this thing is, I'll just show you. This is how you start. Okay, you start by learning to draw with Python, just like that. Then you automate your daily task and do fun stuff. I said, right? So this is one of the things we do. Like we just hack Google Doodle game. Google Doodle game, right? Sometimes Google pages have these games in them. So we basically automate your keyboard and mouse and everything, and then we'll try to hack into Google page. Not hack in the sense, not hacking exactly. So we'll basically automate thing to this used to take like 14.1 seconds. When you do this manually, when you use your keyboard to run for this, it usually take 14 seconds, 15 seconds. So we can use Python to run faster and finish this fast. So that's what you do. One of the applications we do that comes in automation. And then yeah, you develop web pages and you show graphs based on data. As I told you, Python is not good in website UI thing and all that. It's not that good, but you can easily show real-time graphs using Python. That's in our IoT applications. This is highly used. So we do one of those. We show some real-time graphs using Python in the third part, which is development. And then we use these things. We use face detection. We do face detection, eye detection, all that in computer vision. And we don't do some magic stuff, wizard like a stuff in computer vision. You must have seen this in Harry Potter and all that. Like they have this invisible closet, so something like that, invisible cloth or something. So you do all this in the computer vision part, the fourth part. And the finally in machine learning, you basically uh, do this application. Okay, this is very important application. It is being used in many of the cameras now. Many countries have implemented this already. They identify whether someone is having mask or no mask. Now this is a machine learning plus computer vision together. This is we do in the fifth one. Okay, so this is the path. So we do this. So all this we do in this path, and at the end of this path, what you will be having in place in your hand is a very good exposure or a very good practice on real-time applications. You can get into any of this. You can get into any of these fields after you complete the path. And don't think since it covers 5 different applications, the path will be very big. No, we don't do that. We don't do that here. As I told you, the total path length will be like 24-hour session or maximum 30 session, 30 hours maximum. So everything is covered within that. Okay, the idea is not to teach you from top to bottom. It's not that. The idea is make you to work on different applications and give you the experience on training. Okay, actual practical Python. That's what I named it, practical Python. So this is a path, and we have other upcoming courses too on Python. These are some of the upcoming courses. We are getting this ready, so this will be ready in some time. That's it about today's session.